The man never expected that his classmates, who had traveled through time and possessed cheat-level skills, struggled to defeat even the lowest-level goblins. Meanwhile, he, with his discarded skills, could easily defeat them. At first, although the protagonist arrived here with the whole class, he wanted to explore the world alone. He planned to study these useless skills in his small hut, set up some furniture at the cave entrance, and enjoy a leisurely life by eating his roasted mushrooms. Unexpectedly, he overheard some delinquent classmates plotting to assault the class leader. They were confident because one of them had the power to control others. However, the protagonist didn't plan to rescue the class leader, believing she could unite with other classmates to resist. Meanwhile, he saw the nerd squad fighting goblins. Logically, their skills and levels should have been enough to handle it, but more goblins appeared from behind, launching a sneak attack. Seeing this, the protagonist had no choice but to help. Since he revealed himself, he decided to take the nerd squad to his place for a rest. Upon arrival, the nerds were amazed by the room setup. The protagonist then asked about the current situation. Embarrassed, they explained they were on the run. When the whole class first arrived here, everyone panicked, not knowing what to do next. Only the class leader remained somewhat calm, urging everyone to stay composed. However, within seconds, a large number of goblins appeared behind her, causing panic among both girls and boys. At this moment, the nerd squad suddenly stood up, saying goblins were easy to handle. After the battle, the class leader suggested finding a place with a wide view for safety. Everyone moved to the riverside, where the class leader directed each team to prepare for camping. Some started fires, while others set up tents. Initially, everyone worked together to adapt to their unfamiliar environment. However, a few yandere girls refused to contribute. The class leader tried to persuade them, but it was useless. Seeing this, other classmates also started slacking off, leaving only the class leader and a few others to work. Meanwhile, the lazy ones enjoyed the fruits of others' labor. At night, the delinquents secretly hunted goblins, knowing they needed to level up to awaken their skills. These individuals had dangerous skills like charm and puppet control. The nerd squad followed them at night and overheard their harem plans, quickly informing the class leader. However, after days of grinding, the delinquents had already unlocked their charm and puppet skills. At this point, the class leader took a risky step forward, seemingly a lamb to the slaughter. Yet within seconds, the delinquents were all down. It turned out the class leader was prepared, stripping them of their skills. Their slave harem plan was ruined, and they were despised by all the female classmates, who immediately expelled them from the group. It seemed like the matter was resolved, but unexpectedly, the delinquents retaliated, killing us and setting a big fire while everyone was asleep. Afterward, they left nonchalantly. Watching the camp burn to ashes, the others blamed the nerd squad for the conflict with the delinquents. Only the clear-headed class leader stood up to stop this behavior. However, she alone couldn't change the situation, and the nerd squad was forced to leave the group. Hearing this, the protagonist prepared a bunch of mushrooms to comfort them, suggesting they enjoy a feast tonight. The next morning, the protagonist watched the nerd squad leave. However, he had more important matters to attend to. He wanted to check on the class leader's situation. Upon arriving at the camp, he found nothing but burnt tents. Suddenly, his exploration ability activated, revealing footprints of a large group ahead. The protagonist followed them and saw some hot girl classmates. He turned to run, but it was too late. One of the hot girls called out to him. They knew the protagonist had a good relationship with the nerd squad and wanted him to tell them their whereabouts. The hot girls knew they had caused trouble and realized they survived thanks to the nerd squad. One of the hot girls even started crying, pretending to apologize to the nerds, but actually seeking protection. Seeing their pitiful state, the protagonist was at a loss. At that moment, his death skill suddenly activated. He quickly checks the skill panel, only to find the 3 hot girls on his servant list. He didn't know what the skill was, but he noticed their empty eyes. Even more bizarre, they silently delivered fatal blows to forest monsters and extracted magic stones from their bodies. Although the protagonist was shocked, he guessed it was his servant skill controlling them. He worried that if the class leader saw this, he would never be able to face her again. While pondering how to undo the servant skill, the class leader suddenly appeared behind him, leaving the protagonist dumbfounded. Meanwhile, the delinquents were plotting their next move.